The James Webb Space Telescope has made stunning discoveries.
Pillars of creation seen by James Webb reveal details never seen before.
The James Webb Space Telescope, the largest and most powerful telescope ever built, is redefining our understanding of the universe with groundbreaking discoveries.
They don't think that they just found one of these things. They think that they found 7, and they're in our own galaxy.
From early galaxies to much more. So, without further ado, let's dive into some of JWST's incredible findings.
Do you become a multi-planet civilization or not? And if you don't, it's simply a matter of time before something happens on your planet.
And a few otherworldly things caught on camera. Number 1, Big Bang Debunked. Not even 2 centuries ago, people thought our galaxy was the entire universe. But look how far we have come. We discovered countless galaxies and have a much better grasp of our universe. We know black holes form when a massive star collapses after burning for billions of years, and the Big Bang Theory tells us the universe started from a single, dense point. But just months after the James Webb Space Telescope started its mission, it made a discovery that shook our understanding of the universe. A supermassive black hole, 13.1 billion light-years away from Earth. This black hole sits at the center of galaxy Sears 1019, making it the oldest and most distant black hole humans know. Why is this discovery insane?
This includes accretion disks, a disk of particles that form when gases and dust fall toward a black hole, and quasars, jets of particles that blast out of supermassive black holes.
Actually, when we look far into space, we are looking back in time. So, seeing something 13 billion light-years afar means seeing it as if it existed 13 billion years ago. That means James Webb captured a black hole that formed just 570 million years after the Big Bang. According to what we know about star formation and black hole creation, this shouldn't even exist. This discovery doesn't debunk the Big Bang, but it's a big reality check. Even after all our research, we might still be way off about our universe. Number 2, alien nightlife. You all know the planets that are our neighbors, but do you know which planet is the closest to us outside our solar system? It's Proxima b. This planet has caught the attention of astronomers for years, but thanks to the advanced technology of the JWST, something truly mind-blowing was discovered. The JWST observed a unique light pattern coming from this exoplanet, something we've never seen in our solar system. The light is concentrated in a specific wavelength, hinting that these could be artificial lights created by some intelligent life. Sure, life probably exists somewhere in this vast universe, but to find it so close to us, 4.2 light-years is still pretty far, but compared to the size of the universe, it's like our backyard. Scientists are still analyzing the data to determine whether the JWST really spotted city lights on Proxima b or something else entirely. But if this is confirmed, it'll change everything. We might soon be trying to send signals to those aliens, or maybe even sending human messengers. Number 3, Dyson spheres. Did you know that on the Kardashev scale, we humans are still considered a Type 0 civilization? This hypothetical classification ranks intelligent life in the universe, and we're way behind. And guess what? The James Webb Space Telescope might have found evidence of civilizations far more advanced than us. While observing a well-known Wolf-Rayet star, WR124, the telescope captured something strange in the background, a structure that looked like a giant UFO. But it can't be a UFO because this thing is the size of a galaxy. So, what's this metallic-looking structure? Some say that it could be a Dyson sphere, a hypothetical megastructure built by advanced civilizations to capture its star's energy. Well, calling this particular structure a Dyson sphere might sound far-fetched. Still, scientists have recently identified 7 stars whose brightness dips irregularly and glows in the infrared, just as we expect Dyson spheres to behave. To put this in perspective, even if we crushed Mercury into pieces, we would only manage to create a Dyson swarm. But imagine a civilization capable of building an entire Dyson sphere. That's just terrifying. Number 4. Pillars of creation. Looking up at the night sky, one might just see darkness speckled with stars. But with the right instruments, if you zoom in on those tiny dots, the universe reveals its true artistic side. The Hubble telescope first captured this mystical structure of gas and dust, but the James Webb Space Telescope revealed these towering columns in a way that will wow you. The pillars of creation are well known not only for their amazing beauty, but also because they serve as a nursery for new stars. Right now, stars are forming in this cloud. Thanks to JWST's groundbreaking perspective, we can now see through the dusty cloud and uncover details we've never seen before. It even pinpointed young stars in the gas and spotted the very cores in the process of forming. And if that wasn't enough, JWST also detected clumps of gas that hint at where new stars will be born. The pillars of creation were already stunning, but seeing what's happening inside, that's just next level. Number 5. Tne Red Giant. Star Wars fans, get ready because James Webb discovered a planet that's very similar to Tatooine. Okay, so it's not rocky or habitable, and you can't visit to watch a double sunset, but it does orbit 2 stars just like Tatooine. This giant is 40 light-years away from us and is 19 times the size of our Jupiter. It's a gas giant with a wildly turbulent weather system. Clouds are constantly rising, mixing, and moving. But these clouds aren't like the ones on Earth. They are made of silica dust. So, while we won't get to enjoy a 2-sun sunset from its surface, it's still pretty cool. Number 6. Einstein Ring. The universe is a strange place, and if you're not an astronomy geek, it'll keep boggling your mind with weird concepts like Einstein's rings. This phenomenon was theorized by Albert Einstein way back before we had advanced telescopes floating in space. Einstein explained that if a massive object, like a black hole, sits between the light from a distant galaxy or star and Earth, the gravitational field of that object bends the light, creating a circular or elliptical shape. So the object appears to be shining like a ring, when in reality, it's just bending the fabric of space, causing the light to loop around it. Imagine pointing a laser at someone, but instead of hitting them directly, it wraps around an object in between. Pretty mind-boggling. That's an oversimplification, but it gives you a sense of how weird this is. Well, these rings aren't just a theory anymore. They've been proven to exist. JWST blessed the scientific community with a perfect picture of an Einstein ring like never before. Number 7. Failed. Learning about how stars are born is fascinating, right? But not all the stories have good endings. A protostar must have a mass at least 80 times that of Jupiter before becoming a star. Sometimes, though, they just don't make the cut, and without enough mass, they can't ignite a fusion reaction in their cores. These failed stars are known as brown dwarfs. Alongside the hundreds of billions of shining stars in our Milky Way, there are also hundreds of billions of these dim brown dwarfs. They're tough to spot because they give off such faint light, mostly glowing in infrared. Luckily, our trusty JWST is equipped with the right instruments to detect them. Recently, JWST detected a few free-floating brown dwarfs in the star cluster IC 348. Here's the kicker. Some of them are incredibly tiny. The smallest one they found is just 3 times the mass of Jupiter. This discovery flips our understanding of star formation on its head and makes us wonder if brown dwarfs can be that small. Could Jupiter itself be a failed star too? Number 8. Dark matter. With trillions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, you might believe we are aware of our universe. But it turns out that what we can see is less than 15% of the universe. The other 85%, it's a complete mystery. This mysterious stuff is known as dark matter, It has gravitational effects on what we can see, but we can't actually observe it because it doesn't interact with light or other radiation. Even the JWST couldn't detect dark matter directly, but found something unusual in the early universe. JWST found 3 candidates that seem to be giving off heat, but not from fusion reactions like regular stars. Scientists think these could be dark stars, powered by the heat of dark matter interactions. If confirmed, these would be a brand new kind of star, completely changing how we think galaxies were formed in the early universe. This revolutionary discovery could even lead to new ideas about how black holes form. Crazy, right? Most of the matter in the universe, the stuff that's shaping galaxies and doing who knows what else, is something we are clueless about. Number 9. Jumbo's surprise. Everything in the universe is supposed to follow certain laws and principles, right? Well, that's what we thought. But since its launch, the James Webb Space Telescope has been making discoveries that show the universe can get really weird, like nothing we ever imagined. One of these surprises, something scientists are calling JWST's Jumbo Discovery. This term describes the discovery of Jupiter-sized planets that aren't connected to any star but orbit each other. And JWST didn't just find one pair, it found 40 of them in its survey of the famous Orion Nebula. We know that single planets can sometimes get kicked out of their star systems, but a pair of them staying together? According to our current understanding, they shouldn't exist, but apparently they're not all that rare. Even the astronomers analyzing JWST's data were in disbelief, with no idea how these binary planets could be ejected together. There's no model yet that can explain their existence. Maybe it's time to rewrite some of our science, huh? Number 10. Dwarf planets mysteries. Pluto, the most misunderstood part of our solar system, was officially labeled a dwarf planet in 2006. But did you know it's not alone? There are others out there too. Dwarf planets are celestial bodies that are planet-like but just not big enough to clear their orbits of other objects. Pluto has always been fascinating, especially after New Horizons gave us an up-close look, but its cousins Eris and Makemake in the Kuiper Belt have their own surprises. When JWST observed this pair, it found something shocking. They have methane like Pluto, but the hydrogen in that methane is an isotope, which can only come from a hot environment. Astronomers tried to figure it out, but maybe a comet caused it. But nope, nothing. It's just their own matter, which means that even though they're far from the sun, they might have a hot environment. This suggests they could be geologically active, meaning that under their icy cold surface, there might just be a liquid ocean flowing. Number 11. UAPs. While Webb has been finding some wild things in outer space, our planet has had its own share of weird stuff going on too. Back in 2015, during a Navy training exercise, pilots spotted something bizarre, a round object flying at irregular speeds. Unlike anything they'd seen before, these videos were kept under wraps until someone managed to leak them, and in 2020, the Pentagon officially declassified them. By 2022, a NASA team was assigned to study the footage and determine whether these were UFOs or not. Well, NASA's answers were just weird. They introduced a new term, UAPs, or Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, and said they have no clue what it is, but are certain these are not alien crafts.
UAP have an extraterrestrial origin, but we don't know what these UAP are.
It's just funny. They have no idea what it is, but still say they are sure these weird aircraft aren't from outer space. Number 12. Star in making. We already discussed the idea that stars form in clouds of dust and gas, but what really happens? It's all about gravity. Space dust and gas start collapsing under their own gravity, spinning faster and faster until a hot, dense core forms in the center.
Gravity,
keeps the pressure on, sucking in gas and dust particles that smash into each other.
This is called a protostar. These protostars are all over the universe, but what the James Webb Space Telescope recently discovered in the dust cloud of two protostars is just wild. It found a common chemical ingredient in margaritas, vinegar, and ant stings. These young protostars, IRAS-2A and IRAS-23385, are still a long way from forming their own solar systems. However, the presence of these organic chemicals in their clouds suggests that when planets do eventually form, they could have the potential to harbor life. And with margarita ingredients already floating around, cheers might be pretty close. Number 13. Alarming signal. The Andromeda Galaxy, the first discovered beyond our own, is a spiral galaxy very similar to our Milky Way. As the nearest giant galaxy to us, it is expected to collide with the Milky Way in around 4.5 billion years, and both galaxies will merge, creating an even bigger galaxy. While that cosmic event is far off, James Webb recently picked up some alarming signals from our galactic neighbor. On August 12, 2023, JWST detected a mysterious signal unlike anything seen before. It was so intense that it disrupted the advanced instruments on the telescope, forcing a precautionary shutdown. The signal overwhelmed the JWST system, causing a temporary loss of functionality. Scientists are still trying to figure out what this signal was, but it's definitely something beyond what JWST was expected to encounter. Could it be a signal from aliens trying to communicate? For now, we have no idea. Number 14. Mysterious light on Mars. In our solar system, there's a planet solely inhabited by robots. Can you guess which one? It's our neighbor, Mars. NASA's rovers have been looking for evidence of past life on Mars, but they have encountered some strange things along the way. One image captured by the Curiosity rover shows a mystery light shining above the planet's surface. With almost total darkness around it, it can't be sunlight reflecting, and it's way too bright for that. Could it be that aliens found Earth too crowded and decided to tour Mars instead? Scientists don't have a solid explanation, chalking it up to camera artifacts or glitches. But what do you think? Did Curiosity really spot something interstellar on Mars, or was it just a glitch? Number 15. Driveway alien. NASA has been searching for aliens for decades, mostly in outer space, but it turns out they might show up in the last places you would expect, just like this woman who, while reviewing her CCTV footage, saw a strange creature in her driveway. It looked like Dobby from Harry Potter stepping out of her house and running off into the woods. With skinny legs and a weird head, this creature doesn't look human, and it's hard to believe someone was just playing a prank. The homeowner still says she's unsure what it was or why it was in her house. Number 16. Rocket crash. On March 4, 2022, NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO, was doing its usual rounds around the moon, just like it had been for 13 years. But on this day, it caught something unusual, a rogue rocket crashing into the moon's far side. The mystery didn't stop there. The rocket crash created a double-impact crater, which is super rare. Traveling at around 5,700 miles per hour, the unidentified rocket hit the moon's surface and formed two distinct craters right next to each other, one 18 meters in diameter and the other 16. This baffled scientists because it suggests the rocket had two large masses at its ends.
It crashed on March 4th. It left, I don't know if you can see this, a double crater. Now, at least 47 NASA rocket bodies have created spacecraft impacts on the moon.
While most rockets typically have just one big mass at the motor end, no one on Earth has stepped up to claim responsibility. US astronomers suspect it's the work of human activity, pointing fingers at a Chinese satellite, but China hasn't confirmed or denied anything. While rockets crashing on the moon isn't new, none have ever created a double crater like this. Number 17. New drone, who's this? While the JWST is out in space orbiting the sun, let's take a moment to talk about what one guy captured on his drone. After purchasing a brand new drone, he took it for a test flight and ended up recording far more than he expected. He spotted a mysterious dark object moving wildly in the air and decided to keep the video rolling. At first, it looked like it might just be a balloon or something, but as he flew closer, things got interesting. This weird craft was a dark sphere, and the way it was moving was definitely not just a balloon hovering in the air. It was some kind of aircraft being maneuvered. Sure, the guy didn't do the best job keeping up with this strange craft. After all, it was his first time flying his new drone, so let's cut him some slack. But still, he managed to capture something that people worldwide would call a UFO or dismiss as a fake video. Number 18. Unusual chemical. Armed with infrared instruments, the James Webb Space Telescope can peer through the atmospheres of exoplanets and detect what chemicals are floating around. And this technology,
however, it is still possible that this finding could be a result of calibration errors in the measurements,
has made a huge breakthrough in the search for life beyond Earth. And this discovery isn't just speculation like city lights or Dyson spheres, it's a fact. Exoplanet K218b was first discovered by the Kepler Space Telescope back in 2015. By 2019, it became one of the few exoplanets confirmed to have a potentially habitable atmosphere. In other words, it could support life. But does life actually exist there? A discovery from JWST brought us even closer to an answer when it detected dimethyl sulfide, DMS, in the atmosphere, along with other carbon-containing chemicals like methane and carbon dioxide. What's unique about the DMS? Here on Earth, it's only produced by living organisms. So, the presence of this chemical in K218b's atmosphere suggests that similar biological activity is happening there too. Given that this chemical exists in K218b's atmosphere, we might be closer than we think to finding a planet where life is thriving. Number 19. Alien Fleet. Even though the JWST is too far away to live stream its views in real time, we've got another spacecraft that does, the International Space Station. The ISS livestream, which is open to the public, sometimes offers stunning views of Earth, and other times, just the inky darkness of space. One day, a space enthusiast was watching one of these streams when he spotted something odd, a group of lights traveling together in a super-disciplined formation. Puzzled by what he saw, he posted the clip on Reddit, and soon it went viral. Some say it's simply a group of fishermen using lights to attract fish, but only some are fond of this explanation. Even NASA backed the fishing theory, but how are these lights being recorded when the camera faces the dark space void? That's a mystery they might want us to forget, don't you think? Number 20. A close call. On April 23, 2021, SpaceX's Crew Dragon launched from Earth, carrying 4 astronauts on their journey to dock with the ISS. 12 minutes into the flight, it was time for a part of the rocket to detach from the spacecraft. But just as it did, a mysterious object zoomed through the gap between them. This object sliced through the space between the rocket and the spacecraft so perfectly that it almost looked like it was launched to attack, but just missed. Soon, videos of what happened surfaced online, and everyone asked the same question: where did this thing come from? Some suggest it was a piece of the rocket that got free during the separation process, while others believe it was space junk. Whatever it was, one thing's for sure: space pollution isn't just going to sit quietly like it is on Earth. It can strike back and cause some serious damage. Luckily for this crew, it was just a close call. Number 21. Sighting in Indonesia. Ever wonder why there aren't more UFO sightings in other parts of the world? Well, wonder no more, because our next stop is Indonesia, where people across multiple towns witnessed something truly bizarre. Looking at it from a distance, It appears to be an unusual cloud, but when the cameraman zooms in, you can see a bright, disc-like object hovering above the clouds. What could it be? It's definitely not a cloud, and humans haven't built anything like that. Could it be aliens checking us out while trying to blend in with the clouds? If anyone has a more likely explanation, feel free to drop it in the comments. But until then, I'm sticking with my alien theory. Number 22. Mysterious lights. During an early morning segment, US TV station Fox 6 News streamed live views from a camera on top of its building, capturing the city lights as they illuminated the streets before sunrise. But what the camera caught left the presenters absolutely speechless. A bizarre swarm of swirling UFOs. As they tried to make sense of it, the situation only got weirder. The mysterious lights over downtown Milwaukee flew randomly before disappearing from the frame. Someone suggested they might be seagulls, but since when do seagulls leave trails of dust or smoke like these strange aircraft did? With lights flashing and rapid changes in direction and speed, these were definitely not birds. This was something truly out of this world. Number 23. Rock from Interstellar. On January 8, 2014, a fireball lit up the skies over Papua New Guinea. For years, details about this meteor remained classified. But in 2022, it was revealed that this meteor wasn't just any space rock. It didn't come from our solar system at all. This interstellar rock hit Earth 3 years before the famous Oumuamua made headlines as the first known interstellar visitor. But this meteor was actually the first known interstellar object to enter our solar system and even crash into Earth. This small, dense rock could unlock secrets about outer space, but much of the information and research about it is still being kept under wraps. Why? Only time will tell. Number 24. Crash site. Remember that mysterious light on Mars? Well, that's not the only clue hinting at alien activity on the red planet. There's apparently a whole crash site of an aircraft that doesn't seem to belong to humans. NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter has been mapping the Martian surface since 2006. Still, it wasn't until 2021 that someone analyzing MRO data spotted something unusual: a pair of parallel lines with indentations. These lines end at what looks like a disk half buried on the Martian surface. You can't convince me that's not a UFO buried on Mars, and with no secret agents snooping around, it's still left untouched. Number 25. Antarctica's Mysteries. In 2015, a retired pilot who had worked in Antarctica revealed something chilling to a news reporter. The pilot, who asked to remain anonymous, shared that back in the 1980s, during a mission in the icy continent, he and his crew saw a group of silver aircraft moving from one icy mountain peak to another before taking off into space. And this wasn't just a one-time thing. They saw it happen a few more times. Is his story legit? Well, considering all the weird stuff we've seen around the world and beyond, who's to say it isn't? That wraps up our journey through the strange anomalies in the world and beyond. Which discovery left you most shocked? Or do you have your own encounter story that's just too weird to be from this world? Share it with me in the comments section. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you'll be notified each time we post a video just for you. Thank you for watching.